Hare Krishna, my dear Prabhus, dear Matajis. Good morning. If you could hear and see me clearly pala, isang like naman dyan. Awesome. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Dave, Levi, Marina, Mel, Sarah, and McCoy for joining our third to the last session for this meditation and yoga philosophy course. And we had a break for 3 days. Hope everyone is fully recharged spiritually, materially, and we have all the drive to continue everything. So maraming salamat, and you know the drill. We should be always in a humble mood, in the mood of request, in the mood of humility, and approaching our yoga philosophy and meditation study. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpataruvyaschа Kripasindhuvya eva cha Patitanam pavanevyo Vaishnavyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So previously in our 16th and 17th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we discuss about home. Because what we have here is not originally our home. This is our just a temporary place, our hotel. And we're just staying here for some time to learn our lessons, to spend the time that we need to spend the time here, and move forward. Pero if we are attached in this home, in this, temporary place, the hotel, we cannot go back to the home, to our real home. So we must know, and we must not be attached. Because, yes, on and on, over and over, that's letter O. If hindi natin gawa ng paraan yon, we will be trapped. We will continue to be going here and there, be born in this material world, or what we call samsara, the cycle of birth and death. We also discussed that Krishna is the maintainer of the body, mind, and soul, because he is in everyone's heart. That is the yoga, meditating on Krishna within. He gives happiness, forgetfulness, and knowledge. So imagine if these things mess up, yung memory natin, yung dapat kalimutan natin na tandaan natin, diba? Our previous lives, yung mga previous na mga unnecessary things, heartbreaks, na mga tandaan mo lahat yun, diba? Paano ako mag-move forward? And even the knowledge, of course. And we have the essence of in 3 verses. These are knowing that Krishna is the super soul. Siya yung kasama natin in our hearts. The soul and the super soul. So, dalawa tayo nandito. Kasama si Krishna. And there are souls who are um, fallible and fallible, those who are eternally liberated, and those who are conditioned. They're pure souls roaming around here, trying to save other souls. And there are those who are conditioned. We discuss about dog because we don't want to be developing willingly or unwillingly yung mga demoniac nature natin because we want lumabas yung divine nature natin. Again, even if we accumulated or cultivate the divine nature, we cannot be God. We are human beings, we are souls, but we will never be God. We will never be the same. But we could develop godly qualities or divine nature. There are those who are demons and they have opinions and outlooks then. So we discuss about them. And yung gates of hell is lust, anger, and greed. These three are the gates of hell, and we should spiritualize them. The lust, the anger, and greed. That is the way. So hinga malalim. We're entering the last two chapters ng Bhagavad Gita. And chapter 17, the division of faith. People will be wearing different masks. Nauso na kasi yung face mask. Pero the people are wearing different masks. Depende sa kanilang division of faith. Depende sa hinaharap nila. Depende kung sinong kausap nila. Depende kung anong image yung gusto nila i-portray. We want to be as true as 100% na pwede tayo maging true. Sometimes we cannot. And sometimes we are covering a lot from our past. We are trying to protect the inner child na meron tayo. Yung mga maraming experiences. So this division of faith is also divided. Yung faith natin is divided into three. Kung natandaan nyo, ano yung three modes of material nature? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. A lot of things that was discussed in the 17th chapter are divided into this. Kaya yung acronym natin is phase. Ano yung mga different phases in faith? Yung letter F natin mostly. The modes determine one's faith and one's worship. Modes of passion, goodness, and ignorance. Kasi if one does not follow the Vedas or the scripture, the words of Krishna, one will follow the natural instinct, which will be in goodness, passion, and ignorance. Again, these modes are in material nature or material siya. If one will not follow the scriptures, one will follow these three, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Either way, pipili ka lang naman. So in faith, there are those who are in the goodness, passion, and ignorance. Different divisions. Unahin natin those who are in the mode of ignorance. Those who worship ghosts and spirits. People are doing this. Those who worship the ancestors. We cannot deny our aborigines or locals na mga tribes, mostly ito yung ginagawa nila. They worship dead spirits. Protect me, just be our side. Di ba ginagawa ng mga mga meme naman nabasa ko sa mga meme to. Pag may namatay, gabayan mo kami. Dalawin mo kami. Tapos may meme na, namatay ka na nga, inutusan ka pang magbantay. Para pag di naman siya magiging angel, diba? Paano siya magbabantay? Tapos pag nagparamdam o kaya naging ghost sila, pinaramdaman ka, matatakot ka. Diba? So same thing. People worship these kinds of entities, the ghosts, the spirits. Kasi they want to have powers, diba? Yung mga witchcraft, they worship yung mga spirits. Diba? Because some other ghosts are powerful because of their mysticism. And the ghosts, actually, they know what people think. Kilala nila kung sino nakakakita sa kanila. Kaya if one have yung third eye, dun sila nagkapakita kasi they wanted to connect. They wanted to communicate. Ang dami nilang unfinished business. Ang kailangan ko ng katarungan sa pagkamatay ko. Diba? Kailangan mo bantayan yung anak ko. No? Sana, diba, yung mga ghosts, uy, gawin mo to tapos meron akong secret bank account. Ikaw, sa'yo na lahat. Sana ganoon na lang, no? May kayamanan na ako tinago sa ganitong vault. Ito yung number. Pero hindi. And also, of course, these ghosts, they still want to enjoy. Gusto nilang kumain, gusto nilang uminom, gusto nilang yumakap ng mga loved ones nila, gusto nilang makipag-sexual intercourse. Diba? Kaya mga may incubus, mga succubus, ano? Succubus ba yun? Nakakamutan yung tawag. Mga incubus yung other part. So, because they wanted to enjoy this, but hindi nila magawa kasi meron silang subtle body, tumatago sila sa pader. But some of them have some kind of energy. So, some people who worships them receives this kind of energies or powers. Kaya meron din yung mga sexual services. They wanted to emphasize and put their sexual enjoyment to the extreme. May mga sacrifices that silang ginagawa. So those are people in the modes of ignorance. These are their fates. They worship. There are people those who are in the modes of passion. They worship demons. Hindi lang demons as demons, also demoniac people. Some like worships Hitler. Sino yung mga sumunod kay Hitler ng Second World War? Mga worshipper ni Hitler yun. Alam nilang they would kill mass of people. They're worshippers, di ba? Meron din mga taong worshipper ng idols nila. So, may sarili silang altar ng mga Korean idols nila. Japanese idol. Ano ba yung idol natin? Mga Hollywood idols natin. We spend time studying about them, glorifying them, listening to their music. Really. So, hindi lang naman sa tao. Of course, yung iba, minsan sa brands, we worship. These are in the modes of passion. So, we kind of worship them, not directly, pero still consider that worship. That's who you meditate to. Tapos, that's where you put your energy, diba? Your time. That's kind of worship then. That is in the mode of passion. There are those who are worshippers in the modes of goodness. They worship the demigods for a particular purpose. They worship Bathala to have rains. Para meron silang magkaroon ng food and grains sa farm. So, they are worshipping Indra. So, you can be doing Surya Namaskar. You are worshipping the sun god. Kaya Surya Namaskar. Some others like Chandra, or even there are those who are worshippers of Kandarpa, Cupid, para magkaroon sila ng pag-ibig. Naalala ko nung college kami. May tour sa lahat ng mga santo sa mga simbahan para makapasa ng exam. Tapos papabless mo yung pencil mo, ano, yung gagamit mo sa exam. So, yeah, hindi ako sumama sa mga lahat ng yon. Kasi nung college ako, pag alam kong walang pupuntahan, uma-absent, hindi ko trip, uma-absent talaga. So, may mga ganon. Meron pang parang, you have to buy, parang mag-offer ka ng eggs, parang ganon. Vegetarian ako. Yun ng college, parang, ayoko nga. So, those are modes of goodness. Makikita natin yung ibang practice, ng mga religious practice ng mga tao is in this mode. They worship someone to get something. And people are doing this. They go to the church to wish something from God. Ginagawa na ng order taker. Gawin mo naman para sa akin to. Ipasa mo naman ako sa exam. Sana sagutin na ako ni ganito. Diba? They wish for something. For particular purpose. So that's the difference. the faith. Ang gusto natin is pure goodness. Above of these three modes. Gusto natin to transcend here. Gusto natin spiritual faith. We want to worship Krishna because He's the supreme. At the same time, we want to develop the love for Him, to serve Him. We worship Him to serve Him. That's why we chant. Please engage me in your Bhakti Yoga, in the devotional love to you. Not from to get other things. Of course, you can talk to Krishna to have something that could make you closer to Him. Just like others would worship Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. For what? Obstacles to enjoy your senses? Obstacles to gain much more money? Hindi ganun si Ganesh. Si Ganesh will remove your obstacles to be closer kay Krishna. If money is your obstacle to be closer kay Krishna, si Ganesh will remove your money. That's why people, do all these worships that they don't know what's the meaning. Some people who will worship Buddha. Buddha will always promote ahimsa. Diba? That's his thing. Diba? But they just worship out of just worshiping without knowing them. They will worship Kali or Durga. Durga is the goddess of this material world. If magkamali ka, he will also kill you. May pastime na ganun. Kaya marami siyang winuwear na skull. They will worship Shiva. He's a devotee of Krishna. So, without the knowledge, one is just like, just being a fanatic. So yes, we need to and we want to, that's why we practice Bhakti Yoga, to transcend all these material na mga worships and faiths. And not blindly. And we want to connect kay Krishna. So ito yun. Modes in the... May food din pala. Ito yun. Importante ito. Kasi may tayo sa food. Food in the modes. Food in the modes of goodness. Juicy, fatty, wholesome, pleasing to the heart. This is not fatty na bad. This is good fats. Anong results nun? Increase duration of life. Bakit mo gusto increase the duration of life? This is for us to maximize yung time natin in this human body to perform spiritual activity. Not to just enjoy. May you have a long life and enjoy. So parang naglo-long life ka lang ngayon just to gain much more karma. Hindi ganun yung goal. For us to give much more time sa spirituality. To balance our material life, to connect it to spiritual life. Give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Pansinin nyo yung mood natin. If one is not eating healthy food, mode of goodness na food, one will become minsan stress. Ito na yun, distress. One will become depressed. Food in the modes of passion. Too bitter, too sour, too hot, too pungent, too dry, too burning. Passionate nga, too sobra-sobra. It will give us distress. Di ba? Maging parang model ka ng hot ones. Laging super spicy food, di ba? So, magiging acidic ka for sure. Matinding investment yon yung mga food natin. Hindi mabilis. Ayan, mga results yet to be felt. Di ba? Too much salt, di ba? Yari si kidney mo, or too much sugar, diabetes. Filipino pala man, ito yung hilig natin. Di tayo mahilig sa flavor. Mahilig lang talaga yung Filipino sa maalat sa matamis. Adobo, maalat, matamis. The mechado. Lahat yata eh. So the other flavors. So of course, miseries. Depression, one feels after such eating. Depende kung ano kinakain natin. If we're eating food na it will make us down, we'll feel it. Lalo sa modes, food is the modes of ignorance. Yung mga untouchable foods will give us infection. Pandemic, halos lahat ng pandemic galing sa animals. If people don't touch the animals for food, they will not unnaturally get these diseases. Mga animals, of course, if one eats the meat kung anong nararamdaman ng mga animals na yun before they die and all throughout their lives, makukuha natin yun. It is depressing. It gives a lot of anger. Di ba? Makikita natin yung mga tao. They will all fight over what? Like, traffic, circumstances, nagkagit-gitan sa EDSA, nag-aaway, nagbabarilan. Parang, anong human doon? Even though magaganda yung sasakyan nila, branded yung suot nila, maganda yung Glock nila, pero still, the act is animalistic, di ba? Or parang, alam mo yun, yung mga common na nag-away sa bar, di ba? Nagtinginan over kasi tinignan yung girlfriend. Parang, ano yung human sa ganong reason to have this kind of, this is because yung consciousness mainly is coming from food. If one is depressed, pag may kakalala ka doon, unahin mo i-change yung food. Of course, kung inom ng alak, drugs, diba? Lahat magiging down. Magiging depressed ka talaga. You're kind of escaping. Pero, you're gliding down dun sa rabbit hole ng darkness na pinapasok natin. Modes of ignorance. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. Of course, kapag prasadam, goodness na food na offer kay Krishna, that will not take effect. Hindi siya magiging mode of ignorance na food. But of course, ito yung mga fermented na mga food. And tasteless, decomposed, putrid. Remnants and untouchable things. Yung prasadam is remnants ni Krishna. We offer it to Krishna and He will give it back. So we will enjoy the food. We will dovetail the tongue. The sense of tastes. So, if one wants to feel kung ano nararamdaman ng isang tao, eat the remnants of that food. Mag-share kayo ng pagkain. Yung kinainan niya, kainin. Mararamdaman mo. That's how you will share the consciousness. But if you one wants to get the mercy of saintly person, eat the remnants of the food. Or what we call the prasada kay Krishna or the saintly person will gain that. Yeah, especially the spiritual master. So, di ba yung mga budol fight? No, budol fight din yung consciousness natin. No, we have to, ayun yun, mga sharing. Iba, di ba, parang ingat na ingat sa mga energy nila. Di ba, ayoko sa mama kasi magulo energy niya. Tapos, ganito yung activities they share. So, same. Pagkainom mo ng milk tea, tapos sinikman. Not only you might have been infected with virus, but the consciousness is infectious. So, piliin natin kung ano yung mag-infect sa atin. That's why the consciousness, how they call this, the association is very important. That is food. In different modes. Madami to actually. In the mode of austerity, mga penances na ginagawa natin, austerity. Austerity of the body. Diba? We should always be clean. Umaga, Radhacharan, kailangan maligo bago mag-chant. Yes, you have to. We should be clean inside and outside. Cleanliness is next to godliness. But no, cleanliness is godliness. Magka-chant ka, Krishna is with you. The greatest form of yoga. Tapos, you haven't brushed your teeth. Diba? Parang may bisita ka, diba? Parang, Pinoy medyo nasa-relate na ito. Lahat maliligo. Bago umalis, maliligo. Diba? So, it's a good sign. And another thing is, after mag-pass ng stool, we have to take a bath. That's part of it. Part na very basic yan sa yaman ni yaman. Even winter time. So, ito yung mga struggle ko pag nasa India ako. Pag winter, lahat kami maliligo and yung shower room natin open sa taas. So, ang lamig noon. Before we go to the temple, 4:30 a.m. 4 o'clock, 3:30, kailangan naliligo na yung mga monks. But still, of course, mas magigising ka, mas magiging actually healthy nga ang cold showers. Ganun. Simple living, higher thinking. We might have a lot of desires to gain a lot of things. But it's an austerity to live simple. Ngayon, uso yung mga minimalists and all. They're copying the lifestyle of saintly person. Yeah, basically, we don't need a lot. Celibacy, of course, number 1. We should not partake sa mga illicit activities. food will share the consciousness. Pansinin mo rin, if one is really active sexually active, tapos multiple partners, ang gulo ng vibration niya. Ang gulo ng consciousness niya. He's mixing a lot with different. Diba? Tapos yung iba doon, they don't really know. It is just naging romanticized na siya because of the movies. Pero it's not really romantic at all. The one night stands, Anong romance doon? It's just lust. You don't even know a person. Tapos you're sharing that consciousness. Those who are addicted to this, mapapansin natin, kung sexual pleasure is the ultimate happiness, dapat yung mga gumagawa nito o kaya prostitute, sila yung pinakamasayang tao, di ba? But it is depressing. One would want to practice kundalini. Nauso yung mga kundalini lately. Matagal na. Pero one is not practicing celibacy. Ano yung something na iaakit mo sa brain mo? Di ba yung logo ng medicine, yung may ikot na snake? That is your ojas. That's your sexual juices in your body. That's one is just wasting it. That's so powerful element sa body natin that it could create joining of it could create another human body. That's so powerful, di ba? From liquid. Pero one is just wasting it. The energy and all. So, anong kundalini doon sa practice if one is not practicing celibacy? So, a yogi is practicing. You just practice this. You experiment. Be celibate for a month. Iba yung isip ng isang tao. Or like a week. What more pa yung mga tao na could be celibate for years. Of course, non-violence. Pag-usapan natin. These are the austerity of the body. We worship also our seniors. We pay respect. Diba? Krishna, the teachers in the discipline line, even spiritual master, or actually superiors natin considered yung father and mother. We have to pay respect. Kaya we respect the elders. Austerity of speech. We should speak the truthful words. Sorry to say, a lot of politicians hindi nila magawa to because they have to promise. So that is the kasama sa kaliyugan natin. The leaders are not truthful. Marketing strategy na lang lahat. Our words should be pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others. So we have to check ano yung lalabas sa bibig natin. And we have to respect those speech in the mode of goodness. They speak with pause bago sila mag-reply. Bago sila mag-response. Not just reacting na parang, na-experience niyo ba yun? Parang, oops, teka lang. Kung mawala yung sinabi ko, parang, di tama yun Nadulas ako di ba? Madalas ganun. So we should always think, we should always filter. Is it pleasing, beneficial, not agitating to others? Again, we should not be mute or yung mga nagka-practice na yoga na na vows na hindi kasalita. We should speak. But in what context or ano yung content should be, aside from pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, should be connecting to our yoga philosophy. Should be in the Vedic scriptures. Much more, speak about Krishna. Chant the way you're speaking. That way, we're dovetailing the speech natin. It will be purified. Our senses will be purified. How we will use it. Of course, depende kung sino kausap mo. The Porket Yoga student will talk about all this na pinag-usapan natin. Some will need 1 + 1 pa lang. Then give them 1 + 1. Some will need yung deeper philosophy. Then give them kung ano yung kailangan nila. So, an expert teacher knows kung ano yung dapat sabihin. Depende kung ano yung need ng audience. So, it depends sa students. So, ganun din tayo. Lalo na if we are yoga teachers, we have this responsibility, the duty to share the yoga philosophy to others. Bakit sila nag-yoga asanas? For them to prepare to receive the yoga philosophy. The mind is prepared. The meditation will be there so they could meditate much more. The mind is controlled. Hopefully. Hirap din naman mag-yoga kahit mga teachers, di ba? Parang, yoga, pero yung mind mo lumilipad. So, it is a big help. Of course, yan. The austerity of the mind. We should be aware sa gravity of thoughts natin. The thinking, willing, and feeling. Ano yung iniisip mo? Ano yung i-spend mo sa mind mo? Anong bagay yan? Saan siya papunta? Be careful of it. Kasi once one is not controlled with this, dun pupunta palagi yung consciousness natin. Dun yung desire natin, dun yung attraction natin. Law of attraction, that's true. Pero it was not explained lang ng maigi. Law of attraction, that's your desire. Thinking, willing, feeling, you will do it. You will get those you want to attract. Pero hindi lahat this lifetime. Gusto ko matulog na matulog. Next life, bibigyan ka ng body of a bear. Tulog ka, di ba? Gusto mo eh. Gusto mo makipag-sex. Rabbit ka next life. O kaya a dove. Bibigay sa'yo ng material nature yung gusto mo mangyari. Don't worry. So we have to be careful. So our goal is to not be born again. Here in the material world. Kaya Krishna consciousness. So satisfaction, it defines yung pagiging rich sa pagiging poor natin. Kung saan yung satisfaction mo. Of course, simplicity of the mind. It could be complex. And that's why the scripture is complex to answer all our complexities. But it could be very simple. We should be self-controlled. Not the senses is controlling us. Or the words of others. The emotion. We should be in control of it. That's the mind. So there's a lot of division of this. You could read this in the 17th chapter. And also, we'll forward these slides to you. Andyan din yung austerity in goodness, passion, ignorance. They perform austerity in ignorance out of foolishness, self-torture, mga nagka-fasting na walang reference to the scriptures. Even the fasting should be according to the scriptures. That's why there are Ekadasi days or sa lunar calendar, may Ekadasi days. We perform fasting there. Not anytime lang. Of course, makita natin those who love pain because there are hormones na nag-release. They want to torture themselves. Yung addict sa pain, di ba? Yung in love palagi sa mga broken na tao. May trend na gano'n, may kaibigan ka na palaging, teka, yung partner niya palaging broken. Gusto niyang in love siya dun sa kanta ng Coldplay na Fix You. Gusto niyang nag-fix. Mekaniko ka ba? Attracted ka sa mga broken na tao. So, they want the torture. Gusto nila yun. Actually, addicted sila dun sa pain, sa struggle. Tapos, magusto mo sila palagi sa'yo. Kasi kaibigan ka nila. Pero parang, teka lang, parang ikaw yung may problema eh. Austerity and ignorance. Self-torture. Yan. May story Hiranyakashipu for praying to Brahma. He's a demon who perform yoga asana to gain immortality and powers. So they have austerity. Even the demons have mystic powers. Diba? Even yung mga nag-worship ng mga ghosts and spirits or those who are mga gumagawa ng mga scam, budol. May mga austerity din sila to become great. But of course, in what context? To abuse others. There are those who are austerity in the modes of passion, out of pride. Oh, I'm performing this. Hindi mo nakikita. For the sake of respect, honor, or worship. Meron kaming, kinento sa akin to, may interfaith. Tapos, of course, laging ending doon yung Hare Krishna kasi we're dancing or chanting, tapos we're this with prasada. Tapos, may isang yogi doon, after ng mga performance, after ng mga kirtan, music and all, masaya na lahat. Tapos yung mga devotees, Hare Krishna devotees, are distributing prasada, kumakain na. Tapos may isang yogi doon, umupo. Ang daming tao, nag-meditate siya sa gitna ng stage. Tapos tingin na yung mga devotees, tingnan mo, may yogi performs ng austerities. Tapos lahat ng tao, nakapila na lahat ng religion, nandun, nakapila doon sa distribution ng prasada. Tapos tumitingin yung mga devotees. Tapos binuksan na nila yung mga prasada, yung mga kaldero, yung mga yung mga tray for the food. Tapos yung amoy, the prasadam, the food with the right use of spices, ang babango niya. The sweets and all. Tapos titignan mo mamaya, pipila na rin niya, maamoy na niya. Of course, if you're a yogi, you should control your senses. Tapos for a show, sobrang hina nung intention na yon. Then naamoy niya yung prasadam. Wala. Kain sila ng kain doon. Pumili na siya doon sa distribution ng prasadam. And even nagkwento sa akin yung mga senior na mga monks, during the great earthquake sa Baguio, 90s, 91, 90, or 90, nag-distribute siya ng prasadam doon for many days. Kasi ang daming affected. There are those who are in different fanatic groups na sinatasay sila palagi. Isipin mo, in the calamity, moment ng calamity, people are helping. Tapos meron talagang gusto lang demonyo yung Diyos nyo. Alam mo, maraming ganun, di ba? Kasi hindi pareho ng practice nila. Lahat demons na. Tapos sinayala nila, they do tolerate. Tapos pag prasadam na, pipila rin siya doon sa pagkain. So there are those who are performing activities in the modes of passion, just for the sake of respect. Pero hindi nila matiis. They have to. And those who are modes of goodness, they do it para ma-elevate yung sarili nila. Being a yogi is not easy. Diba? But you want to do that to control your mind, your senses. Diba? For one to be able to prepare, maging spiritual person. So yes, there are charities in different modes. Ito na yung mga katalong, yung mga giving of alms. We have to be careful on this. There are those who are charities, unahin natin sa mode of ignorance. They give charity in the modes where the place is impure, improper time, unworthy person, without proper attention and respect. Just like giving alms to the poor na nagmamali mo sabi mo sa Ross Boulevard. Yes, it feels so good to give something. Lang ang money yan. It's for you. But we don't know kung saan pupunta yun because improper yung pag-give ng charity. Kapag ginamit nila ito sa drugs, intoxication, gambling, meat, yung karma nila kasama ka kasi you provided. Paano sila mapunta sa sitwasyon na yun? If they use that to imagine the situation. If they use the money that you give to get something na get intoxicated or buy a weapon for them to use it in much more sinful activities, accomplish ka dun sa crime. Of course, not in this law of the land, but in the law of nature. Kasama ka dun. That is the karma. May mga accomplices din. Kung sino yung kasama, if you provided for them to do that, kasama ka. Diba? Hindi naman ako yung pumapatay ng hayop eh. Kakain lang ako. Kasama ka doon sa pumatay ng hayop. Hindi naman. Ako lang yung nagka-transport. Business lang namin mag-transport na. Kasama pa rin yun. Kasama accomplish a crime. Same thing with the ignorance. So we give charity. We don't give charity to the impure places in proper time. There are different ways and means to give this. There are those who give charity in the mode of passion, na mas mahal pa yung tarpaulin na pinagawa niya kaysa dun sa donate niya. Donated by. Of course, minsan kailangan i-press release yun, i-televise, or, kailangan gawin yun para ma-inspire yung iba. Diba? Pag may calamity, yung iba nagka-post, of course, they're encouraging other friends para gawin din yun. But if they're just doing that for likes, diba? They're doing that for the content, influencers natin. Not just to really give, not to inspire others, pero that's the content. Doesn't make any much more benefit. Mode of passion yun. Minsan, of course, napilitan. Diba? May kakaltas namin sa sweldo ninyo. To donate natin sa government. Lahat ng benefits. So yes, of course. They want, of course, how do you call this? Karma, good karma. Ano mode of passion yan? There are those charity in the modes of goodness without expectation in return, proper time and places, to worthy persons. So yan, example, worthy person, qualified Brahman or Vaishnava. Bakit sila? Kasi they are originally in that situation to give the charity to the needed. One is maintaining these brahmanas or mga priestly, mga monks. They give charity because they give the spiritual food for everyone. So they're maintaining them. So these brahmanas would not have to worry how to maintain themselves. Of course, they're dependent on Krishna lang. But people are maintaining, giving charity to them. At the same time, yung charity, didistribute din nila sa iba. Kaya may mga food for life or prasadam distribution. So may mga ganitong mga bagay. So you know kung saan napupunta yung money. You should be in attention. And the food, if one gives donation or charity to these brahmanas or devotees, tapos their money was used to spread the consciousness or the prasadam, the spiritualized food, the spiritual merit will also be given to the person who donated. Because their money in goods or in donation nila in kind, kung these are the manifestation of their time and energy. It is just like sila yung gumawa nun. Kasi those who are working hard, hindi sila makagawa palagi ng mga charitable activities. But they're the one who's supporting. That is the arrangement of some social orders. So they were helping. They're helping to spread the consciousness, to help other souls to be awakened. So they are part of the spiritual merit. And that is the greatest of all, being behind the scene. Yung tao kasi gusto palagi in front. Behind the scene is really important. So madami to, you could read, tutuloy natin sa chapter 18 then. So yes, Om Tat Sat, enjoyer of everything. Nabanggit ng mga yogi to. Om is Krishna. Tat is the work. And Sat is offering kay Krishna for his pleasure. Same thing, our work, we should offer to the Supreme. Om Tat Sat. Everything is directed to Krishna because he's the ultimate enjoyer. And if he's enjoying, we will enjoy. Just like the prasadam. You give nice food to Krishna. Krishna will give it back to you. Pero yan, remove na yung karma, the consciousness is different. So that is face. Different faiths, goodness, passion, and ignorance, even austerities and charity. And of course, Om Tat Sat, do everything for Krishna. Inhale deeply, yung malalim. We will enter to our last chapter. We will extend a little bit pala, if you don't mind. Welcome to our chapter 18, the last chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Perfection of Renunciation. Because if one is performing this, one will be happy. Satisfied and happy. That's why our acronym is SMILE. So it is a summary of the Bhakti Yoga. It's a summary of Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Kasi our activities should be connected kay Krishna, kay yoga. So, paano natin ito na yun, kaya ano siya, last chapter, paano mo na i-apply sa buhay natin yung mga naaral natin philosophy. So, yan. Different renunciation. The best is, of course, renunciation in the modes of goodness, and it will help us to be renounced mapunta sa true renunciation. It doesn't mean like gusto gawin ni Arjuna to escape yung duties and responsibilities kasi spiritual na person ako, no? True renunciation is performing your duty in connection kay Krishna and without attachment to the fruit or result. Kung ano yung maging result niyan, and in a way, lahat ng ginagawa natin, kung ano maging result, naka-depend kay Krishna. Some will be working hard so much, pero they will not become a millionaire. Diba? Makikita mo yung mga, like sa farm, mas hard worker sila, diba? Buong araw, mainit, diba? Pero they will not become rich. So, depende pa rin sa karma yon. At the same time, if one is performing religious activities, or they're working, ginagawa ng spiritual yung activities nila, the root cause of suffering is the attachment. So, be detached, but still do your duty. Do your business, diba? But your consciousness, okay, I'll make this as the instrument channel to share Krishna, or at least to support, to awaken other souls. You're doing the same, pero you're spiritualizing it. Mas deeper na yung meaning natin sa ginagawa natin sa buhay. And whatever mangyari doon will be, we will be detached. Maraming magiging successful. Totoo yun. The question is, ano yung meaning pag lagi mo na ginagawa? I was talking yesterday to a close friend. Parang pumunta dun sa mga goals natin, pero wala talagang finish line, wala talagang peak yung mountain na inaakit ng mga tao materially. They would just climb or they would just travel and travel. Minsan travel hard pa nga. Pero magigising ka, teka lang, ba't ko nga ba ginagawa to? So same thing, this will give much more meaning. A deeper meaning, the real meaning of the things that we do. Just like Arjuna. Bakit ka pupunta sa war? Ito yon, Arjuna. Sabi ni Krishna. This chapter 18, patapos na yung usapan nila. The modes of nature, if you read verses 19 to 40 sa chapter 18, ito yon. May goodness, passion, and ignorance in the knowledge, in action, in working, and how to understand, our determination, and happiness even. No one, either here or among the demigods, is freed from these three modes. Even the demigods are in the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Only the devotees could escape this. So, you can read further, 19 to 40. Para malaman mo, knowledge ko ba anong modes? Or ano ba yung mga action na ginagawa? Paano ba ako mag-understand? Even happiness, di ba? Or determination. Ideal worker. These are the four varnas, divisions of society, orders. Ito yung kinakwento kanina, the brahmanas. Those are the monks who are preserving and those who are spreading this consciousness. Kasi yung mga tao palagi makakalimutan yan. Because they're busy. Ito yung qualities nila. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. Those who are yoga teachers, they're practicing Brahminical qualities or these qualities. So we should develop this. There are those who are Kshatriyas. There's like si Arjuna, soldiers. Sila yung mga politician, mga leaders, administrative orders. Yung mga soldiers yon. And yung mga Kshatriyas should be guided sa ng mga advisors nila na brahmanas, ng mga monks. So they could lead the best intention. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage and battle, generosity and leadership. Sila yun. And you don't mix this. Mga Vaishyas are mga businessmen. You don't miss it. Pag nilagay mo sila sa pagiging leader, gagawin nilang negosyo lahat. They will lead for the sake ng business nila. In favor, bias. You don't do that. Kaya meron talagang born and trained to become a leader. To serve. If businessman sila, tas minix-mix mo to, nilagay mo sila rin sa pagiging leader, they'll create much more business. Sometimes, the business will take toll sa earth natin, the global warming, di ba? All the other social orders ng mga tao, sa mga mahihirap, diba? Sila yung maging affected. It will destroy a lot of things, diba? Out of balance. Kasi their goal is business first. Then, nagpunta sila dun sa leadership position. Even Sudras. If you put people in a position, di ba may mga tao, magkaroon lang ng onting pera, nag-ibabago na. Because they're meant to be laborers. This is not a lower position. Without them, they're essentials actually, like farmers. Without them, ano ngayon? Kakainin mo ngayon. No? Without the workers, yung mga sa paligid mo, these are made by the laborer class. And they're very peaceful. They're very easy to be satisfied. You put them into a position like a leader, magkakagulo rin. They cannot be brahmanas as well. So, yung mga tao dito, you will know saan tayo talaga. Bakit yung mga tao, they're looking for the purpose of life? Ito rin yun. Pag alam mo kung saan position ka, the right person in the right seat of the bus, mas mag-flow lahat ng society. You mix them up, magkakagulo. But there's a wrong way to use this. In India, they have the caste system. There's like discrimination, like the race, mga racists. Ito naman, caste system. Kasi they think kapag you were born in the family of Brahmana ka na. No. This is all by qualities. Not by any certification or pinanganak ka. Kung ano yung qualities na ni-develop mo. So, even one is a Sudra, born in a Sudra family, one could perform. Actually, lahat tayo born in a lower than a Sudra. We were born in a meat-eating family. Diba? Normal sa society natin, umiinom, nag-aalak, nagkarne, legally prostitution. Nasa lower stage talaga tayo. But we want to develop yung qualities ng Brahminical qualities. So, it is not by birth. It is by qualities. Yung iba, ina-abuse to, like sa India, yung caste system. So, we should not follow that. So, this is a big help for the social order. Kaya social order, it's an order sa paligid. Kaya, the earlier times, mas peaceful sila kasi they have an order. And ang gusto ng mga tao, freedom! Diba? I-break yung brave new world. Gusto na lang gawin yun. For what? For them to gratify their senses much more. Hindi talaga siya freedom. Yung freedom na hinahabol natin is not the real freedom kasi it will just put us in much more entanglement sa birth and death. The real freedom is freedom from material world. The real freedom is freedom from here. Punta tayo kay Krishna. That's the real freedom. The consciousness also. The freedom of the consciousness. Kaya ideal worker. We work according to our position. You cannot say, okay, alam mo yung mga false motivation speaker ngayon, quit your 9 to 5 job, perform business, diba? Mag-invest ka. You're just destroying their lives. Kasi they're meant to do that. They're perfect on that. They're happy. Tapos ilalagay mo sila dun sa, magka-chase sila ng false na finish line to reach their goal na kailangan nila maging mayaman. Hindi naman goal ng buhay is maging mayaman. They're happy doing simple things. Totoo, actually, mas happy. Punta ka sa mga probinsya, mga farm, di ba? Like si Levi, traveler siya. Yung mga tao are living simple life. Mas masaya sila kaysa dun sa mga mayayaman sa Manila. Kasi may false goal tayo na puntahan yung maging mayaman. And people are so fearful of this na hindi nila ma-reach yun. How to become fearless? Malalaman mo kung ano yung sineset na goal or na fear ng mga tao. Then you will become fearless. One can become perfect by doing all the duties of his respective varna or social order for Krishna's pleasure. Sa lahat na to, kahit nasaan ka, if you dovetail it to Krishna, you put Krishna, di ba yung Om Tat Sat, you're doing it for Krishna in whatever, maging leader ka, maging businessman ka, maging worker ka, or maging monk ka. If you're dovetailing it to Krishna, then that is the perfection of your duty. If andito ka sa Kshatriya, mayaman ka, wala si Krishna, walang sense. It's just material, all temporary. Lamang ka lang sa iba, materially. But you don't know, baka mas lamang sila sa'yo in peace of mind, in advancement in spirituality. So that is the perfection of the duty. So even yung mga ibang tao, makikita mo very satisfied sila if they are performing their duty. To protect the forestry, di ba? Masaya mga tao na ganun. Kasi yung sense of duty. What more pa pag nilagay mo si Krishna doon? So it gives meaning to the things that we do in life. Even if you're performing arts, music, teaching, in an office job, di ba, business, if nilagay mo si Krishna, maging successful or hindi, you're in the perfection of your duty. Like si Arjuna. Anong duty niya? Mahirap. Hindi. Siya yung thankless task. Siya yung kailangan pumatay dun sa mga demoniac leaders, demoniac kings. Ayun yung task niya. Sabi ni Krishna, don't be attached kung ano maging result. Do this thinking of me. Kaya ito yung love of God, letter L natin. Manmana bhava madbhakto, madhyaji mam namaskuru, mam evaishyasi satyamte, prajit, pratijane, priyosime. Pangalawang beses sinabi ni Krishna to in this Bhagavad Gita. So mark this, you have to read this 18.65. You could love Krishna, binibigay niya lahat ng spoon feeding na mga kailangan mong gawin. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus, you will come to me without fail. I promise you this, because you are my very dear friend. Ito lang yung kailangan natin gawin. And whatever duty that we need to do this. Always think of Krishna, become Krishna's devotee, worship Krishna in different forms, offer your homages kay Krishna. Kaya Krishna consciousness. We have to be conscious of Krishna in whatever things we do. See, Arjuna, we have to fight the battle, being conscious of Krishna. Us, we have different battles. It might be inner battle natin. We might be in a battle sa society, working, battle natin in our laziness, determination. That's your battle palagi. But ano kailangan mong gawin in your battles in life? Here, manmana bhava madbhakto. Mind, di ba mantra? Think of Krishna, become Krishna's devotee, worship Krishna, and offer your homage kay Krishna. In short, be Krishna conscious. How to become fearless? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Ham tuam sarabapa pevyo moksha shishyami masucha. This is the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, concluding verse. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear, masuchaha. All varieties of religion, all kinds of practice, lahat ng meron dun sa yoga ladder, hindi mo na kailangan daanan. Just go to Krishna directly. Bhakti yoga. In all that, all our reactions, sinful reactions, Krishna will take care. Our unwanted baggages. Nagbabago yung karma natin. So our astrology will be different. Our palms, sa palm reading will be different. Kasi you're performing Krishna consciousness. Krishna conscious activities. Lahat ng mga darating mong karma na mawala na. Minsan dadating siya na mas mabilis para next life tapos na. Pero Krishna will minimize that. Sino yung mga pwedeng magbigay ng pardon sa mga prisoner? The president or the king. We are in the prison, Krishna will give the pardon. So do not fear. Do your duties. Be Krishna conscious. Perform the Bhakti Yoga connected to Krishna. And si Krishna bahala. So in whatever you do, mahirap or hindi, favorable situation or hindi favorable, just continue to connect it to Krishna. Ano yung mood? Love and devotion. And you don't have to fear anything. Maging failure yung ginagawa mong business, be fearless. Okay, regroup yourself kung ikaw lang mag-isa dun. Then move forward. Diba? Nahihirapan ka sa chanting, move forward. Be fearless. As long as you don't stop. Nahihirapan ka sa meditation, andyan yung mga senses natin. Diba? You have to be disciplined. So this is the application ng life natin. Ng Bhakti Yoga. So But just for this to you, this is what we're saying. Ano yung end result? Kapag one is performing this bhakti and one is studying this Bhagavad Gita. This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere and or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. Madaming pwede magbasa ng Bhagavad Gita, but if they're not austere, not a devotee, not performing service, or envious sila kay Krishna, they want to be God themselves, they will never understand Bhagavad Gita. So maraming ganito. Ang dami kong beses binabasa. Of course, we are humble na hindi natin maintindihan, but we're trying. We'll always try. So that is the form of austerity. But sobrang mas maintindihan natin if we are serving, if we are doing the sadhana, we're chant. Then we would understand this. And for those na wanted to share Krishna to others, ito yung sabi ni Krishna, for one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and in the end, he will come back to me. Just simply try to distribute the books to others. Krishna is so pleased. Bakit? You are helping to awaken the other souls, conditioned souls. Just like pag may anak ka, tas yung isang anak mo, tinutulungan yung ibang anak mo maging mabait na person, you will be pleased. Same thing. We don't want to just save ourselves. We are not the end users na ito. Bakit mo kailangan mag-yoga teacher, diba? Mag-yoga ka na lang sa sarili mo. But you want to make them feel also yung benefit na na-feel mo sa yoga. What more pa in the practice of Bhakti Yoga? In the Krishna consciousness, you want for them to make them feel, diba? Ang daming byproducts, mawalan depression, yung mga superficial result, lalo na yung connection spiritually. You want others to be connected then, spiritually. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. Ano yung best service? This is the best service that one could do. Sabi ni Krishna, there's no servant in this world more dear to me. If one is sharing Krishna to others, in different ways and means, of course. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours, worship me by his intelligence. So congratulations, you're part, and you're doing this already, studying the Vedas, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. Thank you for listening for this 18th chapter ng Bhagavad Gita. Ito yung promise ni Krishna for everyone. Just by listening with faith, one gains a lot of benefit already. Attains the auspicious planets. Automatic heavenly planets ka na. But of course, if you push forward, you will go to Krishna's abode. That is the summary of Karma Yoga. Smile. Paano mo apply sa buhay natin yung activities natin connecting kay Krishna? Be Krishna conscious. Modes of material nature, we want to surpass that. An ideal worker, we're doing our duties, not quitting our duties and responsibilities. We should do it as a mom, as a dad, diba? As a business owner, teacher, healer, diba? But we have to connect it to Krishna by putting love. And be Krishna conscious. Whatever maging result nun, we should be detached. That way, we will be fearless of any situation because we have Krishna and we have Krishna consciousness. The end result, if you share this, you study this, even paulit-ulit, Krishna will always be pleased. Ito, Oliver Prabhu, do your thing. Om Tat Sat. So these are the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. Tomorrow, we will finalize the meditation part. The greatest, the sweetest relationship kay Krishna. Sobrang importante yan. And as a monk, I am a beggar. I'm not begging you of any material things. I will just beg for some charity. So Wednesday will be our final class, and I'm begging you for some realizations from our class sa chanting natin. So everyone will share one by one sa Wednesday. So walang mawawala. So that will be my charity that I would like to beg from everyone. And tomorrow, of course, don't be, it's not any lesser, the best actually, yung last natin sa meditation. We will get to know a little bit or scratching the surface how to know Srimati Radharani, the most dear to Krishna. So maraming salamat. Picture mo tayo everyone before we end our class tonight. Thank you very much, Marina, Levi, and si Summer. Yan. There you go. Yan. Picture tayo everyone. Count of 3. And 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Yan. Oliver Verbu, thank you. Mel Mataji, thank you. RJ, Sarah, and McCoy, Marina, Levi, and Summer, maraming salamat. It's always humbling, and I feel so honored being with your presence. Hope to see you soon. May mga free time ako ngayong week, and busy pa rin ako, pero mas magiging free ako. Kasi this Sunday will be Vyasa Puja of my Guru Maharaj, so we're having a lot of things. And hope to see you soon. Via Zoom, of course, I'm having palagi yung Zoom calls with the students. And personal, pag I'm around the area, hope to see you physically. Maraming salamat. Continue to be the blessings na pwedeng ibigay sa iba. Ano yung best the blessing na yun? Be the instrument to spread Krishna to others in different ways and means. The best is through our actions. And don't forget to chant your rounds and be happy. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Bye everyone. I'll see you tomorrow and Wednesday. If you wish to join the other classes, the VBA group chat, mag-post tayo doon. You can join as well.